Hello everyone. Before I get talking about these three amazing horror books I have for you guys today, I want to remind you that I have horror books for sale, and you can find the ones you see on your screen along with others at the link in the description. And if you want to join my Patreon, I just uploaded my new novella set in the fictional town of Salvation, Michigan, and it's called Tales of Salvation. And if you're a member of my Patreon, you can be the first ones to read it. So just to let you know, if you're a member, go over there, check it out now, let me know what you think. All right, let's get started. So the first book I want to talk about today is the latest one from Chuck Tingle, and it's called Lucky Day. This one is a weird, unrelenting, cosmic horror nightmare about an event that happened on a particular day where like 8 million people around the world died during this event, and many, many more were injured in some way. And this is about a woman, and she's a statistics expert, statistics graduate, you know, mathematics, probability, and all that good stuff. And they're calling this event the low probability event because the chances of it happening weren't actually impossible, but the way it unfolds and the way it happens, which he will describe in great detail on that day, is just wonderfully fantastic. It's wonderfully weird and out there, and yeah, it's completely mind-blowing what happens on this day. But this is not an apocalyptic novel, because a few years later, the Earth is kind of back to normal. Except there's an agency that deals with these low probability aftershocks that are kind of happening from this event in the United States. And our protagonist, she lost her mother horrifically during that event, which you will read about. She is a mess. She is just a nihilistic. There's a lot of existential dread. I don't know why I can't say that word, but you know what I mean. She's just like completely wrapped up in herself, living in her own filth, not bothering to clean up or anything. This event really affected her. But this agency, this government agency that's in charge of these other little events that are happening unknown to the general public, they find her and they want her to help them because she is the statistics expert, I guess you can say. And so they feel that they need her help to figure out something that is happening with a certain entertainment group, a certain casino that they believe are using this event and the aftermath of it for their own benefit. And like I said, this is a cosmic horror novel, even though it doesn't start out like one, but it is. And you will read about how this casino is doing this and what it is actually letting into the world just to pad their pockets. And we're going to read all about their journey, this agent and this woman, as they're trying to figure out this casino and what they have to do with this low probability event. And maybe they're even the ones that caused it in the first place. But this book is just wonderfully weird. I mean, the event itself is just exciting. I loved reading about that. Some of the images in there are just mind-blowing, you know. And, yeah, there's also some other characters we're going to meet along the way that are going to be very, very interesting as well. This book does deal a lot with statistics and probability of certain things, but it does it in a very entertaining and enlightening way. It is not like a dry textbook or anything. So you might even learn something along the way. You never know. Yeah, but this one is absolutely fantastic. It's action-packed. It's filled with a lot of great characters and a lot of scenes that are just wonderfully weird, you know. And, of course, I highly recommend it. And there's a link in the description where you can pick up your copy. And next we have the new novella from Gretchen Felker Martin called Black Flame. This one is disturbing. and distressing and very, very dark and very, very bloody. And it has to do with a woman who works as a film restoration expert. She works for a company that restores old films that were thought to be lost to time. And she gets one that was from way back in like the 30s, that they're called the Baroness, that everyone thought was lost forever after the people that made the movie, they were invaded by the Nazis at the time, and it is believed that the Nazis took this film and destroyed it. So nobody expected it to be around, but for some reason, there's this copy that exists, and she is assigned to restore it to the best of her ability, and this is going to make this company a lot of money, so it's very important. But this is, of course, a cursed film. There's something about it. I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's something about it. And as soon as she starts working on it, she starts experiencing different things, these runaway, wild, violent thoughts. She starts seeing things when she's sleeping and even when she's awake. And people are going to die. Very horrifically, that are involved in this film and getting it restored. And she just gets in deeper and deeper and deeper. At first, she is absolutely repulsed and disgusted by this film. She starts losing sleep. She starts having aches and pains in her body, and she's against it. But pretty soon, she's almost enamored by this as she starts having these twisted, visceral images and dreams coming up, right? And then an ending that's just, oh man, this thing will just blow you out of the water, right? It's absolutely fantastic. This one is very much disturbing. It's very gross at times, in a good way. And it has some of this vivid imagery, man, that will just give you nightmares. Yeah, this one's fantastic. Of course, I highly recommend it. And as always, there is a link in the description where you can pick up your copy. And next we have Cherub Gap. Now, this one kind of came out of nowhere. I saw it on a Facebook page. Somebody said they wanted some review readers for their novella, and the concept sounded good, so I signed up. This author sent me a copy, and oh man, I was just blown away. This one is creepy, man. It's about a woman. She's 38 years old. She's living in a trailer in her deceased aunt's trailer in Appalachia. So it does have that small town Appalachian vibe to it. And she makes her living by delivering food and groceries on several food and grocery delivery apps. And one day while she's going on a delivery, she decides to take the scenic route through the beautiful mountains. And on this almost deserted back road, she sees a baby crawling across the road all by itself. Which is strange. You know, she has to... she's a woman who's never wanted babies, doesn't have any babies, doesn't want any. But she sees this baby and she can't just leave it there. But when she gets out of the car to try to go up and offer assistance, the baby, even though it shouldn't have been able to, jumps up and runs away into the forest, which is weird enough. But come to find out, she's the only one that saw this baby. Like, there's a house there, and a couple comes out wondering, you know, what the hell is going on with this woman parked in front of their house. And they eventually call the cops, and of course, they're no help. Nobody basically believes her. But then she's going to start seeing these dead ghost babies everywhere, right? Hanging from a stoplight, standing upright on thin guardrails, and they all seem to just be looking at her. She's going to, you know, in one particular case, one of these demon babies or whatever it is, are crawling upside down underneath a bridge like a spider. All right, very creepy imagery in here. She takes a break when all this starts happening to a place that has a monument with a very frightening piece of folklore attached to it. That years ago involved a cult, an unwed woman who got kicked out of the cult and was sent in isolation to live by herself, and her illegitimate child. And that legend is going to end in tragedy. But that is going to have a part to play in what we find out about this woman and why she's having these visions of these dead babies everywhere that only she can see. And again, this is one of those books that's creepy enough as it is, but then the ending turns into something, you just won't see it coming. Like, I did not expect it to end like that. It's very, oh man, it's very terrifying what happens to her right there at the end. And it's freaky. Yeah, it's absolutely horrific. And, dead ghost babies that only this woman can see. You got this legend that is very, very tragic. And then that ending that just puts it all together is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I love this one. Pleasantly surprised. And, of course, I highly recommend it. And, again, there's a link in the description for you to pick up your copy. And as always, I want to say thank you for taking some of your time and spending it here with me. And until we meet again, keep reading spooky, my friends.